Hey guys, it's me, Sam.
And I'm Jodsna.
And this is Happenstance,
the podcast where we give our stance on a TV show or movie we haven't seen. And today, we're joined by a very special guest.
a new pillow that we've got on the couch.
Yes, that we named Cactpuss Stance.
Because we're incredible at branding and naming.
Yes.
It's a squishmallow. Guys, I bought a squishmallow.
Mm-hmm.
I got it at Walgreens of all places. Because they sell them there now.
It's compelling.
And I love it.
It's kind of in our podcast colors too, I would say.
Yeah. Hashtag branding.
Hashtag branding. It is both a cactus and a cat.
And it has a little smile. And everyone who walks back here says, "What is that?" And then I say, "That's mine."
But they're hating.
They're definitely hating.
They're definitely hating.
But that's because they don't think I have the openness in my heart to have purchased a squishmallow.
Yeah.
Yes, I do, honey.
But if you are interested in seeing Cactpuss Stance, please check out our YouTube channel.
Our YouTube channel. Also, life hack. I bought this. This is actually a medical squishmallow because I bought it when I was having a stomach ulcer that gave me gastric reflux, and I had to sleep on it for like 3 months. So
wow,
we've been through some shit, me and this gal.
Basically your emotional support.
My emotional support nurse. So if you want to respect her, look at youtube.com.
And she did it all with a smile on her face.
Yeah, and a flower in her lack of hair. Slay.
Slay. So Sam, what's going on with you today?
Okay, so we all know I have a dog.
Yes.
His name's Hank. He's not eating carbs right now. And it's troubling me. Basically, he gets wet food and dry food, and every day his vibe at this time is to eat just the wet food and then not eat any of the stuff that fills you up, and then follow me and whoever else has any food around the house all day.
So it's
as
like
his hobbies.
He's an animal going on a journey, a silent and yet compelling journey.
Too true. Too true.
Okay.
Food motivated, silent, compelling.
And Hank, though he is silent, he's very expressive.
Very compelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says a lot with just his eyes.
He says it best. When he says nothing at all. This is a country song from the 90s.
Oh, wow. It's about Hank?
Better not be. I don't want some weird people writing songs about my dog. So just because you know about him on this podcast, don't you dare write a song about him. All you Alex G wannabes, I know you're listening.
Okay, but what if it's really good and they make a lot of money and they give you some of it?
That's fine. Don't tell me till after.
Great.
Yeah, forgiveness, not permission. And monetary restitution. And that's what I say.
Cool.
What's up with you today?
What's up with me today is that I'm seeing someone. And
Ooh. Romantically?
And visually.
Ooh, so not a ghost.
Yeah,
I was really shipping you and a ghost, so I hate to hear this one.
But that's not what's up with me. What's up with me is that he, since the beginning of us dating, has been trying to get me to watch the movie that we are discussing, and I keep saying no. And
I just want to say that was a real curveball for me. That, may I say his age on the pod? Yeah. That a 33-year-old man.
He's 31, but still, yeah, noted.
He's 33 to me. Is advocating for this.
Yeah. Well, what I think is interesting about this movie is that I think a certain type of film enthusiast is really into it.
They're rocking with this.
Yes.
Okay.
But like for me as what I consider to be
a different certain type of film enthusiast.
Sure. Or I was just going to say an adult woman.
And a hater, don't forget.
And a hater.
Yeah.
Look at this movie and I'm like, why would I ever watch this?
2 hours of your life.
Yes.
Okay. That's crazy because that reminds me of this movie.
Wow. That's crazy that me talking about this movie reminded you of this movie.
Flow!
Happenstance.
Okay, so what is a cat doing for 2 hours? You know, that's when I learned about this movie. That's what I wanted to know. 2 hours,
and it's silent, right?
I'm pretty sure that's the whole.
It's
gimmick.
silent. It's animated.
There's no chat. Yeah,
it's for adults? Question mark.
I don't know. It's hard when you say something's for adults because then naturally you think like XXX or like cigarettes, but
cat fucking.
If this movie that got an Oscar for animation, and then I'm gonna assume is like a tearjerker, also involves fucking,
I don't think it involves fucking.
I'm out.
I think, but it's for adults. It means that there isn't like
there's themes.
There isn't like a DreamWorks dance number.
Distressing themes. Yeah, they never give adults group dance numbers.
No,
that's one of the sad things in life.
Well, I just think it's not going to be like I guess what they're saying is a kid wouldn't enjoy this.
This isn't Trolls, bitch.
Yeah,
there ain't a Justin Timberlake song on this soundtrack.
And the problem is, I think I would actually be more willing to watch Trolls
because it's promised to be fun. I'm also stressed out by this one because literally the only thing I know about this movie, it's 2 hours of a cat, and the cat's a climate refugee.
Right, you said that, and I keep wanting to ask, how is that possible?
I don't know if you know this, but due to our dependence on oil for the last 100 years, our global temperature is rapidly rising.
What?
And this is causing more like large natural disasters to happen in a way that affects people and cats.
But cats like living in people's houses, or cats like the Warriors series, one of the greatest pieces of media ever created?
I think well, A, the house ones, sure, but B, a huge cat population that's right there in the middle, street cats, outdoor cats.
So when you say climate refugee, what is the cat running away from in your mind? Is it like a wildfire?
I think it's flooding, because that's why I think it's called Flow.
Oh.
So I think literally my only prediction about this movie is that like a cat is gonna ride like in a pot on a flood.
Well, see, I don't like that as someone who knows about cats, because they hate water, right? That's a thing. Cats hate water.
Yeah, and I feel like that's sort of the core thrust of the film.
It's just
now you say that and I'm like, I know what this cat's doing for 2 hours.
Not liking being in the water.
And that's pretty silly, but also distressing because they're a climate refugee. So
I like that you use they. We don't know this cat's
I have
gender.
no idea. The cat's giving genderless to me.
Right.
And no one talks, so guess what? Gender's a construct.
Right.
You have to say it out loud
and
for it to count.
It doesn't have a little bow in its hair or anything.
Eyelashes, none of it.
It just has these big yellow eyes that are just wide open.
Wide open.
And that's what I know about this cat, really. It's just
yeah. And it won an Oscar, right? Okay. Go off, cat. In a world where Oscar's so white, a black cat can still ultimately take the little gold guy home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't win Best Actor.
Sad. Really sad. I don't know. Literally all I know about this movie is I think the cat is like floating around on stuff. Maybe jumping from thing to thing.
Well,
are there people in it?
Okay, before this podcast episode, I clicked the poster.
Good.
And there's like a version of it that has like a few other animals.
Oh, okay. What kind of animals?
Well, let's check it out together, shall we? For discussion.
Wait, let me guess first about what animals could hang out with a cat.
Please do.
Beavers. Because they make a dam, so that's the natural fighter of water. Just a thought. Pelican.
Oh, pelican.
A vampire's not an animal. Is there a vampire in it?
No, I don't think so. Wait, what? What is this group of animals?
There is a vampire in it?
No, but like equally ridiculous.
Okay, a lion. Okay.
There is a dog.
Wait, is that a beaver?
No, that's a little like a groundhog, perhaps.
Why is it so big compared to a lemur then?
But there's a lemur. That's really what
there's
we need to
lemur.
Talk about. There's a fucking lemur.
Here's the tea. I think the cat's going to the zoo.
What?
And I think this is a mountain bird, so I think the cat is covering neighborhood based on the dog. I think that's a beaver. Wait, it would have big teeth.
I don't think that's a beaver.
Okay, there's a little brown animal on the cover of Float that's like, is it a capybara?
Oh my god.
Wait, cute group actually.
Okay.
Because the cat and the lemur are the same size and have similar vibes, and then the capybara and the dog,
similar
you're
size.
kind of like, they should be hanging out.
Maybe they should be. But now I'm like, where is this? Like, where is there a lemur and a capybara, but then also like normal animals like a dog and a cat? Are they just in like Brazil or something?
Yeah, sure.
Are there lemurs in Brazil?
I think they could all be. I don't know where are lemurs?
I thought just Madagascar.
Only?
That's what I thought.
Okay, I learned this week that frogs are not indigenous to Hawaii. Like they started out with 0 frogs in Hawaii, and now there are hundreds of frogs in Hawaii.
Who
Hundreds
is
of species of invasive frogs in Hawaii.
How are the frogs getting to Hawaii?
And enough of them to where they're hopping on a boat, and there's enough of them to hook up.
Okay.
But I'm saying if frogs can randomly have joined Hawaii, I think lemurs could be places that they didn't start out.
No, I think frogs. First of all, frogs are like little tadpoles for a bit. I think you could actually.
You think they're sneaking into Hawaii as tadpoles?
Or like even the little eggs. You know the little tiny eggs that frogs are. I think you could accidentally take a water bottle full of frogs.
Who has a water bottle full of frogs accidentally?
Maybe.
But okay, next question: do tadpoles need oxygen? Because then they can't be in a water bottle.
Oh my god, I don't even know that.
Okay, dark story time.
Okay.
One time in high school, despite being like a dog family, I decided that I wanted a room pet of my own, and I went to PetSmart and I purchased a betta fish. Okay. And I put it in the tank. I thought all was going well. Yeah. Or I put it in like a vase, actually.
Not a real tank, like a. Okay.
It was I'll admit it. But my cousins had sustained a betta fish in a vase for like 13 years.
That's crazy.
And they had it set in front of a mirror too, so sometimes it would like attack itself by ramming at the glass. And this thing was hardy. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So I got this betta fish, and I'm in my room being emo, admiring my betta fish, and it's doing this thing where it opens its mouth like, and I'm like, oh my, but the slight pop sounds were just me gaping my mouth. Yeah. And staring at me. And I'm being like, oh my God.
It's trying to talk to you.
It wants to talk.
Yeah. It's opening up to you.
So nice.
Yeah, bonding.
I'm like, guys, be quiet. We have to go to sleep. We go to bed. I wake up dead. I go downstairs. I tell my mother, a veterinarian, about the situation. I say, what the hell? It's dead? And she said, when it was opening its mouth like that, it was gasping for air.
Wait, why? Because it ran out of oxygen.
Because the top was so small, and the only way it could have survived my cousin's vase fish had a plant inside it, which oxygenated the water. But apparently, the water couldn't get oxygenated enough by the gap in the vase. And it was a wide mouth vase.
Wait, but so in a regular fish, because their fish bowls are like not necessarily so big at the mouth, right?
Yeah, but I think you have to put a filter in them, and that does something.
Oh.
But huge reveals. Also, the fact that when you're like 17, they won't sell you cigarettes or beer, but you can just go buy a fish.
Because fish are worthless to us.
We
don't respect fish at all.
We literally don't.
Yeah.
They were in a little Tupperware before that. And how are they breathing in the Tupperware better than in my vase?
They give them to you in little plastic bags.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
But you know what would do fine in a plastic bag? Frog eggs.
I thought you were going to say a cat. Okay, so we think tadpoles can do fine in a plastic bag? I don't know about
tadpoles, but I think the eggs at least.
Okay.
I think there's a way. But like a lemur.
I'm sure there's a way.
But a lemur. Come on. How is a lemur getting anywhere else? I guess it could be a pet.
People could take them when they're little. I think freaks are doing that. I think people who are like, I have a lemur as a pet are also like, let me move to Hawaii real quick with my pet lemur.
Okay. Fair enough. But also, let me show you this picture that I saw of this town and this other poster. What kind of a place is that?
Okay, gorgeous. Oh, it's like in a little swamp. Well, okay, how about this? It's by Gintz Zilbalotus. Where's he from? Swedish?
No.
Netherlands vibes?
Can I see his name?
Yeah, it's Gintz Zilbalotus. I don't know what else you know.
Oh, Gintz Zilbalotus.
You know him?
Course. Yeah.
I don't know what origin that would be, but it's giving like Nordic to me.
Well, he's getting all kinds of international awards.
Okay. Well, I think the cat is somewhere on a continent where you can have boat, city. And I think the lemur and capybara could be from the zoo. Because that's like one of the top things I worry about in a natural disaster is what about the animals at the zoo?
Right. And the cat's going to save them.
But only 2 of them? Okay. I don't think cat saves them, but I feel like they like meet up.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it's called flow means that they aren't like, it's like, it's called flow because they're going with it. Yeah. That's what I think.
It's about rolling with the punches. It's about adapting to your new circumstances.
Yeah, you squat up with whoever you find.
So it's like a little bit of a found family situation.
Aw. I do think it's heartwarming too.
Probably.
Like, I think if I watched this, I would cry. That's why I haven't been watching it. Because I'm not open to that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly how my new boyfriend feels about that. He would want to watch it because he wants to cry about it.
So we can weep together.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I have no
and
desire
that's beautiful.
to do that.
And
that's me.
And that's the sort of thing you gotta negotiate when you're seeing somebody. That's complicated.
Exactly.
I also, no shade to Gintz, but when I just looked at that poster, I was like, the animation style, is this Zoo Tycoon in 2004? Why was the dog looking blurry? Is that intentional?
I think they're going for like a watercolor-esque.
Oh, because water's in the movie.
And
he should have got the Oscar. He should have got this guy thought about it.
I have a feeling that the soundtrack is
popping off.
Okay. I think it's going to be a beautiful orchestral composition throughout.
I like that too.
It's going to be whimsical, but yet stirring.
Well, and I think there's going to be moments of like fun and relaxation and like, oh my God, we're a new friend group. And then also moments of like, we're climate refugees. This sucks. So they're
just like our real lives soon.
Yeah. Well, and just like, that's the global situation right now. Some people are being like, oh my God, new friend group. And other people are being like, I have to flee my home because of the fires, waters, etc.
So do you think, I guess like one of my questions is, are there going to be like disasters that keep happening throughout that like make the situation worse, or is the whole thing just the same?
I think it would be like a real thing where I feel like the cat is in the epicenter of whatever it is. Be it a hurricane or tsunami or like other reasons a thing can flood because of poor city infrastructure and planning. And unprecedented rains. I think that it's like the cat is in where that's going down. And then it's a big enough issue that like, look, a cat doesn't have a car to hop in to evacuate. I don't know how far a cat can go when there's a flood.
And
10 miles?
And you think it's a street cat? You don't think there's someone looking for this cat?
I think it's a street cat. But I guess there could be more of like a heart-rending thing if it's like, and the cat got out right when the flood happened and there's a little girl somewhere who's so sad. But like, I don't like just looking at what those animals looked like, I don't want to see a human being animated in that style again. I think the little girl looks creepy if they have a little girl.
I wonder if there will be humans in it, but we'll only see their like hands
and feet. That's what I want. Fingers crossed. And then we can have respect for the animator because famously hardest thing to draw. Hands.
AI can't do that.
Knock on wood, that stays the case. But yeah, that's what I want too. And if they're humans, they should Charlie, like the Charlie Brown adults. Like I don't want them really involved.
Well, they can't be. Yeah, there can't be dialogue in this.
No, it's silent.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay.
So, all right, you want to just talk through like how this goes, perhaps?
I mean, I think we explained it, but if you want to, go ahead.
I'm just trying to, like you said, it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours of cat action.
Well, now we know that he has to meet a dog, a capybara, a lemur, and a bird. If I was to do that, that would probably be 5 hours of my day.
Okay. Side note, the bird is just fine, right?
What do you mean?
Why would a bird be in trouble because of a flood?
Well, if you noticed on the one poster, the bird was included, and the second poster, the bird wasn't included. So the bird's definitely like the third wheel or whatever. I think they're not. The bird's slightly not like the rest of them.
Okay, yeah. The bird should come by now and then be like, "You guys are still trapped. What the hell?"
That's so sad. Well, I think at some point the bird's gonna like pick up the cat. And you're like, oh no. But then the bird drops the cat somewhere nice and soft. But not on purpose, just because like random.
Oh, you think the bird's like a random threat type of thing?
Yeah, but then ally. Also, I think the bird, to me, looks like a kind of snow mountain bird. Maybe this is in Japan. Don't they have snow mountains in Japan?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, somewhere they need to have city, snow mountains, flood, and I think this is about the cat traversing various landscapes.
Okay.
And I think the bird to me is like, oh, we're going to a snow mountain.
I'm wondering if the bird could somehow be a pet and its wings are clipped.
That's literally so sad if that's the case for that bird.
Do you think
they can fly a little if their wings are clipped?
That's true.
You could get in a tree, but I mean, I assume this flood's covering trees.
Right.
Yeah. So scary.
And are all of the animals gonna make it?
Oh my god. Fuck. Fuck. I don't even want to think about this. This is why I can't watch this movie. I can't engage with this. Okay. You have to pick which animal dies, which one.
I have to pick the animal that dies? The
which
capybara.
One?
The capybara sacrifices
no matter who you picked, I was going to be shocked. But oh my god, you think the capybara?
Yes, the capybara is giving classic sacrifice yourself for the good of the group
Based on what?
Because it's big and friendly.
Wow.
And you would be
it's the same size as the dog.
But the dog can't die.
That's the one I'd be sadder about.
I think the dog has an owner out of all of them. I think the dog has an owner and will be reunited with the owner.
You think it's going to get reunited?
Yes.
I think because this won an Oscar, it's like more real, where like they all start a new life.
Where?
Exactly. And that's the problem when you're a freaking climate refugee. And that's what I think we're going to be like, fuck. If a cat can't start a new life,
right?
What am I going to do
I think
when the floods
lemur
come?
joins another pack of lemurs out in the woods or whatever.
Okay, I'm happy for them.
And I think the lemur is going to be a bit like comic relief vibes. I think the lemur is like...
It's a scamp.
Yes.
It's funny.
And that's why it can't die, because it's too fun.
Okay. And I think just like, well, he can climb up.
Yeah.
If there's a flood problem,
yeah,
he can climb
He's going to
up.
be fine. The bird's going to be fine. I think the win is that the dog gets reunited with its owner, but the capybara giving not
He's
long for
go.
this world.
Wow. I will say when I saw the capybara, I was like, what even animal is that? So maybe I'm fine with that. I was like, that one's not real.
I think it would make you love it.
Oh, yeah. I think I'll cry. Wait,
yeah.
How do you think I'm going to love the capybara in a silent movie where there's a flood? Because the only idea I can think of that I love a capybara is if it scamped on the ground and like jumped in the air and had fun. But I think the capybara is going to be under stress.
No, I think the capybara is going to be a pure empath and can tell whenever other animals are going through it. And
but how am I going to tell that?
It's going to come up and cuddle them.
Ew. That's sweet for capybara, but then putting the human quality of empath on it, I'm picturing like several people I know who like hold me too long when we do a hi bye hug, and I'm like out.
But like, imagine if you're a wet and scared climate
and you're
refugee
shivering,
and
you're shivering, and this capybara is so warm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sad now. Well, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, who do you think would die? Who's your prediction?
Okay. Well, first of all, people like to act like a cat and dog can be friends. I really don't think they can. I hate to tell you. I think they can only be friends in a situation where the cat is bigger than the dog.
Oh.
And the dog is like disrespected.
Interesting.
Because I know this households happen, but they stress me out. I just feel like too often the dog ends up attacking the cat.
Okay.
At some point.
What if it's a really friendly and well-meaning dog and like a really strong-willed cat?
I think, again, if they're small, maybe.
Okay.
But like, I've just seen too much interspecies bloodlust to think that this can work.
I'm truly saddened to hear that you have that opinion.
I really do. I mean, sorry, but I'm kind of like if I had a cat and the dog, and this is going to be controversial because cat dog people, we're never talking about them. We talk about cat people and dog people. Cat dog people,
you kind of freak.
Yeah. And I think they're going to be mad when they hear that I'm like, you can't go to the grocery store and leave your cat and your dog in the same room.
Wow.
I think you shouldn't do that.
But what if they're best friends? What if Mr. Whiskers and Buddy Boy are actually, they like and respect each other? What if?
Yeah, but like, what if just one day the cat eats the dog's food and the dog's in a bad mood or something?
Wow.
And I think their styles of play are different.
Right. But there's like some dogs that act like cats and cats that act like dogs.
Yeah. But I would argue I have a cat acting dog, but then when he sees that cat that sometimes gets in our yard, his eyes are red. He's ready for rage. Yeah.
But I would also argue Hank, not the biggest fan of other dogs either.
No. Man, I love him. I love my antisocial
Hank,
dog.
if he was in prison, he would have to be in solitary.
I love him. This is why I can't really be a boy mom. Because I'm like, yes.
Well, let's not
my
talk about Kevin.
Son. Yeah. The problem, we need to talk about Kevin. No. Shh.
No, Kevin's the perfect baby boy.
Leave Kevin alone. Yeah. Two sucks. But anyway, okay, so I'm against this interspecies hang.
Okay.
And I feel like there would be, what I actually think is gonna happen in this movie, if we're getting heartwarmed, is that they're gonna like overcome their interspecies.
Oh, you think
vibes.
at the beginning there's gonna be tension?
Yeah, like maybe it's neighbor cat, neighbor dog.
Oh.
And then they're somehow locked in the flood together.
Enemies to lovers.
Maybe, or like maybe it's the cat. I like the idea of the cat taunts the dog outside the window, like the cat swats at butterflies, and then the dog be like, brr, 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 that cat, and then the flood happens. And see, I'm just like, no, the flood. In my mind, as a realist, I'm like, the flood happens and then these two decide to hang out. I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
What if they have to? What if they're like, there's only one little dry ledge and they both have to cling to it? And they realize that all along, they're both just, they have beating hearts and a will to survive.
Okay, but as that's like what, 3 minutes of the movie? This movie's 2 hours. Are they hanging out the whole time? Like what? Okay, I can see it where if the cat starts with the dog and then maybe they grow to respect each other and each other's beating heart or whatever, and then there's a time where it's like they need to go their own way and they're like, see you, brother.
Yeah.
And then the cat, maybe it's a one at a time hang for the cat.
Okay.
And it's like the cat meets all these animals on its way, but they're not actually all hanging out. Okay. Or maybe briefly. Everyone has their own destiny.
All right. Sam doesn't believe in friendship, everyone.
I just think interspecies is tough. It's a tough one.
Okay.
It's tough.
But maybe it really is. They are so enemies. They hate each other. Yeah. But circumstances make it so that they have to get along.
I could even see a lemur fucking up a cat. To me, this just feels like...
Honestly, the lemur to me is the most challenging one.
Yeah. I think the lemur would bite all of these animals' neck.
Okay. I think if a cat is scared, it's like just scared. Like that's its main deal.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of think this cat's like a scared style cat because of how it's sleek and big-eyed and stuff. And maybe it's shy. So it's like not actually
shy and
in
scared.
The mix.
I think the dog's giving friendly.
It's a golden retriever.
Yeah.
The face of friendliness.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just think the dog's friendliness means it won't attack the shy cat. And then the capybara, empath.
Yes.
What do you think? The lemur's personality, rascal.
Yeah.
Who do you see as the bird? What's the bird do?
What's the bird up to? The bird, I think, is like... Maybe the bird's an asshole.
Oh, no. Oh, my
bird
God.
Just comes by and, like, fucks shit up.
A freaking
and then,
asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Hate. God, we're already crying about the capybara's death, and then this bird's being an asshole? I just know this movie will stress me out. I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
Should we find out what happens?
I guess. Wait, what? Okay, how do you think it ends? Because you seem to have ideas about how this will end.
Okay. I think, I think each of the animals goes to a different place. I think the cat maybe still has nowhere to go at the end of all of it. Because it was just a street cat.
Yeah.
And the city's gone. And I want to say maybe like a human, we see like a human's feet and like a human hands come like pick it up or something. Like a volunteer who like takes it to an animal shelter.
They have a tag on their sock that says volunteer. Or a bracelet, so we know that way. That makes sense. Volunteer.
Silent movies are tough, okay?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I see.
Or maybe they get to dry land. The cat sees everyone off on their respective.
I like that.
And
that's sweet.
And then it I don't know, hops on a bus, heads to a new land, changes its name, starts over.
Starts again. Yeah.
Pursues its real dreams of being an actress.
That's sad. That's what the cat wanted. Okay.
How do you think it ends?
I think this cat can see everyone off. Sure. Okay. Bookend prediction. I think it's gonna like start at the fish market. Okay. And the cat hangs around the fish market. Okay. And then that's why the cat's at the flood, because the fish market's on the docks.
Oh, of course.
And then I'm going to say it ends with the cat getting to just another good food place that you can sit outside for scraps. And that's a W.
Maybe the cat ends up at like a, like how bookstores have cats sometimes or something.
Oh.
Maybe the bookstore cat died in the flood. And this cat just takes its place.
Okay, after things dry up.
Yeah.
I think because it got an Oscar, the cat has to stay a street cat.
Oh.
I think the cat can't just be getting a home.
Because then it'll be corny, a kid's movie, etc., etc.
This is for adults. So I think the cat reconciles with the fact that we're born alone and we die alone and continues its life. But in search of sustenance anyway.
Do you think, I guess, is the city completely gone? Is it just in a different neighborhood?
I mean, eventually the water recedes. So I don't know.
I like that as a title card, an interstitial title card. Eventually the water recedes.
Okay, that's in it. The water recedes. And then we can see the volunteer wristband person get the dog.
Yeah. The capybara's dead already.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
The bird's asshole somewhere else.
The bird's being a huge dick somewhere. And this leaves us with the lemur. This won't happen because it's an Oscar movie. I would like there to be like the lemur and the cat at one point both somehow go to an animal shelter and they both are in the cat section and someone adopts the lemur but not the cat as a cat. And I don't know how we communicate that in a silent film, but I think that's funny.
I want the lemur to get eaten, to get hunted and eaten for
by
sustenance.
Who?
By desperate humans.
Okay. I think it's just more likely. No, I think the lemur would get away from the dog. I just think the dog is gonna be on a spree with these guys. If the dog met up with these people, he'd be like, let's go.
But what if the dog is going through its own shit? I guess is really
the
point.
I'm sure he also is. Aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
Aren't we freaking all?
Yeah. And when we're all going through shit, you know who gets forgotten? The animals.
The animals, and that's what this movie's about.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's hear it. I already am just think I'm gonna be so emotionally fucked by this that I like don't want to do the reveal.
Well, we
I know
gotta do
we
it.
have to because this is our passion. Okay, fine.
What is art without the muse? Many of art history's most famous works are depictions of women. But who were these women? Do they have their own stories to share with the world? Hello, I'm Grace Anna, host of Art Muse, a podcast that aims to reshape the ways in which we interpret well-known works of art by paying dues to the women whose images have been immortalized, but whose names and stories have been wrongfully overlooked. While these women's faces are familiar to viewers around the world, their identities have been largely forgotten. Each episode of Art Muse focuses our attention on the female muse, sharing their lives and important legacy. Together, we will appreciate these works of art from a new perspective, through the eyes of the women whose image stares back at us. Art Muse is available for streaming on all listening platforms. We look forward to sharing with you the life stories of the women behind some of the world's most important works of art.
If you told me that Butt Cheek Beach was a Mario Kart course, I'd believe you.
You know how when you're hanging with your buds and the conversation takes a nosedive into vehemently arguing things about fictional worlds that don't matter? Well, Debate This is a show that tries to recapture that magic.
The first time we meet Wario, I'm pretty sure, is in the second Mario Game Boy game, and I think his whole shtick is like, he's stealing shit.
That doesn't mean he's anti-union, Todd.
It's like 2 parts barroom debate, 1 part show and tell, and 1 part horrific thought experiment.
He is certainly not stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. If anything, Mario is a blue-collar worker, and he's stealing from Mario.
Mario is a centrist, and we all know that.
Mario is upholding the monarch estate of Mushroom Kingdom.
You cannot tell me that Wario is not anti-fascist. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you download podcasts.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about Wario being anti-fascist for a while. Go ahead, Todd.
Warning. Now's the part of the episode where we at least kind of reveal what really happens. Spoilers ahead. Ding! Okay, so bad news. The first thing that happens when you Google Flow is it says Flow movie plot explained.
Oh, it's going to be
It's going to be a thinker.
One?
It's going to be a freaking thinker.
Oh, no.
People are not getting it.
It's for adults.
The first question that comes up, people are hating this, is what is the point of the movie Flow?
And I've been wondering that as well.
People are pissed. The point of the movie Flow is to explore themes of cooperation, resilience, and the impermanence of life. Rip, capybara, rip. This revelatory details already got me just in a twist. My panties are in a wad right now about this.
Not your panties getting involved in this movie.
My panties are so involved they're in a wad.
Okay.
A solitary cat living in a seemingly post-human apocalypse world.
Okay, I'm gonna fuck. Okay.
That's a lot, right?
I can't. No, that's like this. Are we Cars? Are we doing a Cars right now?
No, it's not like that where it's like Cat World. It's like same except we all died.
Okay.
It's bird flu made the jump.
Okay.
But just to us and not cats, capybara, dog, or that one bird.
Well, okay, I don't even know the rest of the sentence and I'm already like, what's the point?
Hater. Oh my god, have some respect for Gins. What's his name? Ginzibalodis. Okay, so a cat living in a seemingly post-human world must find refuge on a boat with other animals after a catastrophic flood devastates their home, forcing them to cooperate and navigate a transformed, mystical landscape.
Ugh.
So, okay, humans died and magic is back? Is that what I'm hearing?
Mystical, like, I think it's just not
vibey.
I think it's geographically unrealistic is what I'm
Okay,
gonna guess.
pretty. Okay, pretty.
Yes.
Hopefully.
I think there'll be like waterfalls and like deserts in the same place.
So the movie takes place in a world where humans are absent, but evidence of their previous presence, like statues and buildings, remain.
Great. It's like Planet of the Apes style.
Mm-hmm. And the cat starts living in a house with cat-related items in it.
Oh, so this is a recent apocalypse,
I
kind
guess.
of.
And
It's
like where are there gonna be a bunch of bodies in it? They can't do that.
They can't
Is
do
that why
that.
it's for adults?
I wonder if it's like a leftover situation where everyone just disappears and you don't even know why.
Oh. Yeah, I mean that's what the movie's doing.
But that's
Is
like
we don't know, the viewer doesn't know why, but I'm
Right.
sure there's not an explanation. You know, maybe it was leftovers.
yeah, maybe the leftovers happened, and now we're
And that
following
was
the
that,
cat. Yeah,
And that was that. Okay, and you are right that the animals, despite their initial differences, learn to cooperate and form bonds, emphasizing the importance of community.
okay.
Gorgeous. It's hard to like learn the plot of this because again there's no talking, so like
And it's vibey and
Yeah.
it's mystical.
it is a foreign film. It is a Latvian, French, and Belgian co-production.
How could we possibly have guessed that?
Couldn't have. And maybe that's where the cat's going. Latvia, France,
Or Belgium.
and Belgium. I think all three. Why not?
Well, I think it doesn't. Clearly, the place doesn't matter at all because humans aren't there and lemurs are there. So we're just confused. At this
Wow.
point.
So zoo at night doesn't matter. Wow. So the jungles of wherever the hell doesn't matter.
I still don't think capybaras and lemurs can be in the same place. I guess.
Okay, well, I don't think that about cats and dogs. And guess what? Night one in Apocalypse, the dark cat. Wikipedia says the cat's dark gray.
Okay.
Let the cat be black if the cat's black, guys.
People are scared of black cats.
Yeah. I thought that was one of the parts I liked, is that it was a black cat whose story goes untold because it's usually just a pawn in witch culture.
Yeah.
So a cat wanders through the forest. A pack of dogs arrive.
Okay. Dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, we're already starting like in the forest. The cat's just in the forest for no
Well, I
reason.
guess at some point is so if we're starting in the forest, but then the cat is in an apartment, does the cat have flashbacks to when it was chilling in an apartment? That's what I would be thinking about if I was in the
But
forest.
there's still no humans in it.
yeah, but still like a couch. Come on,
Yeah.
he's in the forest now, and he used to be chilling on a couch. I would have fond remembrances of that
of a
too.
couch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the human part, just the being in an apartment with cat stuff in it.
Yes.
Must be nice.
Oh, we're already wrong. Okay, so a pack of dogs chases the cat. They're all by a river trying to catch fish. The cat escapes, and then there's a deer stampede.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, did the dogs get deered? Tough start. tough start. It's hard out here in Animal Apocalypse.
This is too much already. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is too much.
It's going to be a lot. There's no talking, so there's got to be a lot of action.
I guess I didn't see that coming.
The dog, the golden retriever, peels off from the dog pack, follows the cat to a cabin that has a giant cat statue.
Outside of it or inside of it?
Yes, with the implication that they worshipped cats.
Okay, I'm hating this.
There's a lot of unspoken world building. Oh, and don't worry about where the capybara is. It was just on a boat already.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. The capybara lives on a boat in the post-apocalyptic world. That's where capybara
The
lives.
capybara is like an uncle, like
It's
a
a ship
retired
captain.
uncle.
Yeah.
Just chilling on a houseboat and enjoying his life.
Yes.
Cool. Got it.
The bird is called a secretary bird, which is endemic to Africa, and it is mostly terrestrial, spending the majority of its time on the ground. So I think you got that one. The bird can't fly, and that's
Bird can't
a
fly.
pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks to be a bird that can't fly, I've always thought.
As I got, the bird picks up the cat and drops it on the freaking boat.
You guess that to the T.
And you're kind of right, the capybara is an empath, because as the water levels continue to rise, the capybara invites a lemur to hop aboard with its basket of trinkets. So the capybara...
The capybara is so an uncle.
Yeah,
with his, like,
an
little,
empath, an uncle, everything.
Yeah, like a bowl of candy. Like, come on, kids.
Yes.
Get on the boat. Oh, no.
Okay, and the flood goes away the next day.
So it wasn't even that big of a deal.
Well, this is a topsy-turvy place, I think is what we're supposed to understand. There's a lot of like silent plot going on here, but there's stuff like a flock of secretary birds chases the cat, and the first secretary bird pleads with the leader to spare its life. How's it do that? Is it allowed to make sounds? I don't know.
Wing flapping.
I guess so. Okay, and then the crew, that's what it's calling. This group is the crew, arrives at a half-submerged city near the base of massive stone pillars.
Where are we?
Post-human apocalypse world.
Okay.
A
post?
The secretary bird and the dog play fetch. Wow, and the secretary bird is an asshole. It kicks... Okay, so... This is so these guys, they are not getting along, but less in a way that's like they're ripping each other's throats out, and more in a way that's like, guys, get it together.
Yeah.
The lemur came aboard with a basket of trinkets.
Yeah, of course.
The dog takes one of the trinkets, gives it to the bird.
What are the trinkets, by the way?
This trinket is a glass float.
Cool.
Yeah. And so the bird and the dog are playing fetch, and the lemur's like, that's my trinket. And then the secretary bird kicks it off the boat.
What a freaking asshole.
Well, then the lemur jumps back on the boat and keeps fighting the secretary bird. But twist, the secretary bird is driving the boat. How can it do that? And it can drive and play fetch at the same time?
Wow. We're not doing it like the birds.
We could have never thought of what these animals are doing for 2 hours.
Because it sounds stupid. No offense.
Yeah. Okay, the capybara teaches the cat to be a better swimmer and fish and bath. Uncle. And then later, the crew sees the other dogs from the pack earlier stranded and rescues them. So I guess fuck the cat's feeling of well-being.
They're being the Coast Guard now.
Yeah.
That's what they're up to. Great, you're right. Imagine being a cat on a boat full of dogs.
Torture.
That's
and with
how
a
I feel
lemur and a
every
bird
day.
that are just fighting for power. Toxic.
And a capybara who is being too nice.
Okay, and then in case you were worried about the stone pillars, they float through them. And the secretary bird flies away, which I think is the right choice.
Yeah.
I think that's the right call.
Probably should have freaking left a long time ago.
Yeah.
Asshole.
The cat swims ashore. And this cat swims ashore to the center of a labyrinth-like carving. And for a short duration, gravity vanishes and a bright portal opens above them.
This is stupider than I possibly could have imagined.
The secretary bird comes back and it flies into the portal.
Oh.
It stopped being left behind. Is what I'm getting. That's how I'm reading that. Okay. Cat tries to swim back to boat. Finds the lemur's glass float that the bird kicked off the boat. Convenient. Stays on that. The water level drops again. Okay. Well, here's what I'm not liking. They keep getting separated, the crew, and then they just keep back meeting up.
Yeah.
Because he gets kicked off the boat. He finds the lemur.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
But and no one's dying. It seems.
No, not yet. Okay. I got scared the capybara was gonna die. Based on the sentence I was reading, I was like, oh no, not the empath capybara dying as predicted. But no. Or at least not mentioned on Wikipedia. Thank God. So the boat is wrecked on a tree.
Okay.
All the pieces are falling apart.
Okay.
The cat climbs the tree, passes the boat's rope to the lemur and the dogs who are able to get on a different part of the boat. The cat falls but is caught by the capybara. They both jump off the boat before it falls into a ravine. But I think everyone's off the boat at this point.
Great.
Oh, they are, because then the crew celebrates.
And that's the end of the movie?
No. Oh. Another deer stampede occurs. And then... Okay, wait. Goosebumps, but like what? Okay, so another deer stampede occurs. The cat's like, the deers run when a big wave's coming. Fuck.
Oh,
I don't know how it conveys this, but it's like fuck. Runs further into the forest and comes upon a whale beached in the forest.
Where
Saddest thing ever.
are we?
Don't worry about it. There's a whale beached in the forest. That's so sad.
How could that be possible geographically?
The cat comforts the whale, looks at it in its reflection in a puddle, and then sees it surrounded by its friends.
Whale friends?
No, it's general friends.
Oh,
the
it's
crew.
looking at itself in the mirror with its homies.
Yeah, in a post-credits scene, a whale is seen surfacing on the ocean. So prayers that new tsunami actually got there in time to save the beach whale. And maybe that's what's crazy is by the end of the movie, we're hoping for more flood because it makes things even out and be okay or something.
And that's the end of the movie.
And that's the end of the movie. I just saw, honestly, I saw the capybara mentioned it all in a moment of duress, and I was like, it's over. So you got me on that one, but that's not what Gin did.
But like, so no one died.
No, I don't think so.
And nothing makes sense.
Nothing matters. Existentialism. I mean, I think that makes sense that everyone's Googling what is the point of that after 2 hours.
After reading this, I feel justified in not wanting to watch this bullshit.
I kind of think so too.
This is like, and it's like when you said your original posit of like there's a climate crisis because of humans was unspoken, but like now we're like there's no humans.
Yeah.
What are we?
Maybe we're all in space.
And this is what happens.
And we didn't take the freaking cats, lemurs, capybara, dogs, or birds.
I think maybe I'm a bad person, but I'm like,
Say more.
why do I care about this weird world with?
That's not our business.
Yeah.
That's not our business.
I'm like, this isn't our business. And like, from what I know about our existing world, which I haven't seen every corner of,
sure.
What is the stone pillars and like weird labyrinth thing and like big cat statue? Like where?
Maybe it's an alternative world.
Then I extra what is it? How is this about me? How is this about
You're
me?
everyone on Google googling what is the point?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's no dialogue.
No.
And the capybara doesn't even die. Like what is in this
That's what you
movie
needed
for me? Yes.
Well, I think this makes sense that if you go to reception, it's like since its release in Latvia, Flow has become the most viewed film in Latvian history.
Okay.
That seems right because I'm also like.
Good for them.
Yeah, what's happening in Latvia isn't my business either, and I'm happy for them having like homegrown work of art.
Hey, look, I'm happy that there's a piece of adult animation or animation for adult whatever. I'm happy for like the art of animation or whatever. But once again, not feeling like my business.
No. And then just a fun fact. Actor and director Bill Hader named Flow his favorite film in 2024, saying that he watched it 3 times and it made him want to get a cat despite being allergic to them.
Okay.
I hate that that's like, I bet that was in a news outlet.
And that's like on the Wikipedia page now?
Yeah,
it made the jump to.
Yeah.
It's been immortalized, that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Once again, not my business.
It's not. I think this whole thing actually isn't our business because I keep seeing things such as the Oscar was put on display at the Latvian National Museum of Art. A statue of the cat was installed outside of their freedom monument. So the cat is like on par with like whoever got free in Latvia.
Okay, which I don't know that, but I do know about the Flow cat, so maybe they're right.
The Latvian Postal Service made a stamp
about the
cat.
The Flow cat. Okay.
Let's go.
Good for them.
Predictions. The Latvian film industry keeps popping off after this one, honey. Struggling actors, if you're listening.
Mm-hmm.
Latvia.
Isn't that like
go there?
Isn't that the joke for like if you're if you can play basketball but not that good, go to or that's Lithuania, right?
Yeah. But maybe Latvia has some teams.
All right, yeah, Eastern Bloc, where it's at if you're a filmmaker and or a basketball player.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Wait, that's actually not my real prediction of the day. I do think I had a groundbreaking real prediction.
Okay.
I think soon there's going to be a new type of fabric material. That's like the best one yet, actually.
Say more.
Like how it was a really big deal whenever we got athleisure material.
Yeah.
And like, I know when I put that stuff on, I'm like, wow, it's like breathable, waterproof butter.
Yeah, you love that shit.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be one that's even better than that.
But
soon.
like, is it going to, like, what is the purpose of this fabric going to be?
It's clothes.
But like athleisure type of clothes, or is it going to be?
I don't know yet.
You have no idea. You have no predictions.
No, but I think we're going to get a new fabric soon.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying. Also, and then, so that was my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have a business recommendation.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. So sort of in the realm of fabrics, a real problem that we've had in the last like 30 years in America is that the quality of sweaters have gone to trash because they're like made out of plastic now.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to be made out of wool.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to continue to be a problem, and there's a lot of backlash over this.
Mm-hmm.
And that now's a really good time to buy a sheep farm and get in the sweater game.
Okay.
And if anyone wants to go on this with me, please reach out to happenstance with Joe and Sam at gmail.com.
Sheep and stands.
Sheep and stands. Nope. Nope. All right, what you got?
Wait. Hang on. Just to clarify.
Go ahead.
This new material, not sheep related in any way.
No, but if my sheep business that I make with one of our awesome rich listeners, if we're in the barn lab and we happen to come up with something, I'm fine with that being the new material, but I don't think it has to be that.
Okay.
It's like how like plastic can be clothes.
Yeah.
I think soon like corn will be clothes or something.
That would
and
be
we're actually gonna love it.
We're gonna love it.
Yeah. Like whatever the new clothes material is, it's gonna pop off.
Carbon emissions will be clothes.
We're gonna capture the emissions so it's not in the air causing problems.
And make chic outfits out of them.
Fingers crossed.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, my prediction is weirdly like related to that.
Okay.
I've been saying this for a while, but I think we're gonna transition to a post-egg society.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Yes, I think like with everything going on in the world of poultry, I think there's going to be, and like I know there's like egg substitutes, like there's like just eggs.
Right.
There's like if you're gonna bake, there's like bananas or flax seeds or whatever the fuck. But there's still yet no replacement for like a fried egg sandwich.
No.
And I think there's gonna be one.
You do?
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be like, oh, like suddenly there's like a new egg made out of other stuff, like what you're saying.
It's a different thing.
I think yes. I think it's gonna be like, oh, time for Subway's new, or not Subway, McDonald's, I guess, their new carrot sandwich or whatever.
Okay.
Instead, it's just gonna become common to put like a different thing on your avocado toast.
There's gonna be a new breakfast anchor in the game.
Yeah.
Because we're adapting, much like the cat,
exactly
from Flo to the bird flu.
And they're already working on like coffee replacements because coffee beans
It's gonna
are not
run out in 5 years. Yeah.
But they're like trying to make stuff that like sort of tastes like coffee and has like a little kick from coffee. But I think instead of any of that working, we're all gonna drink like mate and we're all gonna eat like tempeh for breakfast or something.
Yeah, until we run that into the ground.
Yes.
And then we can't have that anymore because we can't have nice things.
No, we can't ever have nice
because
things.
of global forces. And I keep saying this every episode these days. This is hetero white patriarchal capitalist blah blah.
Someone needed to say it.
Thank you.
And that's what I thought Flow was gonna be about, and it wasn't.
No.
So.
Also, what if like in Latvia they do have giant pillars and statues of cats and we don't know that? Now that because of the movie Flow, which had a statue of a cat, Latvia now has a giant statue of a cat.
Guys, why aren't we making a movie about a better future so that we can build that in honor of that movie?
Pop off. That's one of my not to brag stand-up jokes of yore is that I'd be like, did you know that James Cameron just makes movies to further a certain kind of technology?
Yeah.
Like underwater exploration technology or like CGI technology.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to make a movie about cigarettes that are good for you.
Yeah.
Because why aren't we focusing on that?
And if you made that movie, then Latvia would have a giant good for you cigarette
with a smiley face on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I need to move for Latvia. Maybe I need to move to Latvia, start a sheep farm and a healthy cigarettes business, and just.
And as usual, become a brunette.
Yeah. Because if I start a new life and you guys are looking for me, I will have different hair color.
Don't look for her though.
Don't, please. But if you try, good luck. Good luck. No one can even recognize me when my hair's in a ponytail. So
that's true. That is a hilarious fact about you.
Yeah.
I feel like people are recognizing me no matter what I do to try to not
even
like
glasses?
No, yeah. People keep coming up to me and being like, hey, we've met before. And I'm like, I have never seen you in my freaking life. And it's been happening to me like twice a week.
Okay, well, slay. Maybe you're in people's dreams.
I hate that.
Maybe people are dreaming about you.
I want to be anonymous.
Well, me too, but that's why I'm going to become brunette and move to just hop on. You know what to do. You have a balayage now, just become brunette again and then move to Latvia.
That's smart. All right. Well,
keep shining.
Look out for the floods.
Bye.
Bye.